Thanks for your interest. This is video 3, the evaluation of alternatives. The FAA is conducting an environmental assessment to evaluate changes to O'Hare International Airport proposed by the City of Chicago Department of Aviation. The changes involve the terminal area, numerous capital improvement projects, and hotel development. In addition, the FAA is proposing to permanently implement offset approach procedures at O'Hare for runway 10 right, 28 left. In other words, these are slightly angled flight approaches. During the scoping process, the FAA will solicit alternatives from stakeholders and evaluate the alternatives, including the proposed projects. The FAA also will identify alternatives that may meet the airport's needs and avoid or minimize impacts. For the proposed terminal buildings and infrastructure, the FAA will consider a no-action option without the proposed projects. The proposed projects, design variations to the proposed projects, other modes of transportation that involves demand management, and other alternatives received during the scoping. For the proposed airfield and taxiway improvements, the support facilities, and the hotels, the FAA will consider a no-action option without the proposed projects, the proposed projects, and other alternatives received during the scoping. And for the air traffic actions, the FAA also will consider a no-action option without the proposed projects, the proposed projects, and other alternatives received during the scoping. The environmental assessment also will study conditions in 3 time periods. The existing condition, which is before the proposed projects begin, an interim year, and the year after the proposed project would be completed. Within its assessment, the FAA will study these environmental aspects: noise and noise-compatible land use, air quality, biological resources, climate, coastal resources, cumulative impacts, hazardous materials along with solid waste and pollution prevention, historical, architectural, archaeological, and cultural resources, irreversible and irretrievable commitment of resources, land use, light emissions and visual impacts, natural resources and energy supply, surface transportation and parking, water resources including wetlands, floodplains, surface waters, and groundwater, and socioeconomics including environmental justice and children's environmental health. In addition, we have developed geographical areas that depict the extent of the affected environment in each category, such as noise, air quality, or cultural and historic resources. The red border here shows a primary study area, which will be used to evaluate detailed land use and noise-sensitive sites, along with cultural and historical resources. It encompasses a potential area of the noise contour and includes multiple neighboring communities. Since the environmental assessment also will evaluate air traffic changes, this box illustrates a secondary study area. Within this area, the FAA will look for potential impacts outside of the noise contour. The study area for surface transportation is shown here, with the red border that is near the airport boundary. This is the primary study area for air quality. It was developed to assess air pollutant concentrations resulting from emission sources within and outside the airport. The emission sources may include aircraft, ground support equipment, and vehicles on surrounding roadways. There also is a secondary study area for air quality. It encompasses both DuPage and Cook counties, which are within a U.S. EPA-designated ozone non-attainment area. Next is video 4, how you can participate in the scoping process.